Coming up on Look Today, well, the Hyde Collection in Glens Falls will celebrate the grand opening of the Feibes Schmitt Gallery tomorrow. And the Presbyterian New England Congregational Church in Saratoga makes a sanctuary pledge for all immigrants. We've got those details. And Americade in Lake George Village is in full swing. More on that coming up. All ahead on Look Today. Welcome everyone. Happy Friday. I'm J. Hood Jackson. This is Look Today. On tonight's program, I sit down with Belinda Colon. Now, she's entertainment coordinator for the Beekman Street Arts Fair, and we're joined by Susan Rivers. She's a project manager for the fair. They're here to talk about the 5th annual Beekman Street Arts Fair and what you can expect to find at Sunday's event. I also sit down with Cindy Campopiano and Anthony LaPointe. They're from Parks Heritage Federal Credit Union in Glens Falls. And we're joined by Doug Wildermuth. He's the owner of E5 Support Services. They're here to talk about the EMS Family Fun Festival that's happening on Sunday at Glens Falls High School. Plus, we've got your weekend weather for the Tri-North counties, but first, these headline stories. Well, in our lead story, it's a great story. The Hyde Collection in Glens Falls held a press conference today to announce the grand opening of the Feibes Schmitt Gallery. Now, the gallery is a result of a very generous donation made by Werner Feibes and his late partner, James Schmitt. They donated $10 million in contemporary art, as well as about $1 million to build a gallery room. Well, the new collection greatly increases the museum's educational and programming opportunities. Well, we were at the conference today. We spoke to Erin Coe. She's executive director of the Hyde Collection.
It's just good for everyone. As I say, when one arts organization rises, we all rise. We all benefit from this. This is for the community, and I hope everyone joins us to celebrate.
That's great, Erin, and you can tell if you notice the art on the walls in the back there, this is some collection. All right, in other news, well, 2 Saratoga Springs churches have made sanctuary pledges for immigrants in our community. Now, one of those churches is a Presbyterian New England Congregational Church, which is located on Circular Street in Saratoga. We spoke to Terry Diggory. He's the elder for the church, about what it means for the church to be a place of sanctuary for immigrants.
Well, a sanctuary church is one that has made a commitment to serve as a buffer, basically, between an immigrant who might be subject to deportation and the immigration officials who would be in charge of an action of deportation.
I met Terry, by the way, about 40 years ago. Well, recently, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement have made 16 arrests of illegal immigrants in Saratoga Springs. So we spoke to Terry about the current political climate in regard to this.
Obviously, the immigrants themselves, under current conditions, are being made to feel fearful about their status, but also I think all members of the community are being encouraged to think in terms of fear rather than in terms of acceptance and cooperation.
Well said. Switching from news to weather. Well, today was another beautiful day. Temperatures in the high 70s. Let's see how the weekend is shaping up. For a more detailed look at our weather, let's head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first forecast.
Thank you, Jesse. I'm meteorologist Clarence Ponce to look at the first look weather forecast. Right now we have high pressure dominating much of the United States, although we do have a warm frontal boundary towards the Great Lakes and a cold frontal boundary stretching parts of the eastern lakes that could impact parts of upstate New York as we look ahead to the next several hours. So taking a little more detailed weather outlook, here's our cold front. Temperatures tonight across the region, mainly in the 50s, a few upper 40s out towards the northeast part of New England. In terms of more locally, 55 in Greenwich, 54 in Fort Edward. Here in Glens Falls, we're looking at an overnight low of 55 degrees and maybe some upper 40s to the northwest part of our viewing area. Partly cloudy, 55 degrees with that southwest breeze at 5 to 10 miles per hour. A few isolated pop-up storms for our Saturday, otherwise partly sunny as temps climb to the lower 80s along with that south breeze at 5 to 10 miles per hour. The out-the-door forecast, partly sunny with isolated storms. We're going to be in the lower 60s, maybe even mid-60s through our 8 a.m. hour. And looking at our extended forecast as we travel with temperatures in the lower 80s on Saturday with that 30% chance of storms, and along with that cold front passing, we're going to heat back up quickly. Lower 90s on Sunday, upper 80s on Monday with mostly sunny skies, so a great day to get outside and enjoy any outdoor activities. Slight chance of thunderstorms on Tuesday, mid-80s for highs, upper 60s for lows, and a great day also on Wednesday, mostly sunny, temps in the low 80s after a morning low of 59 degrees. So we're going to look at a great forecast as soon as we get through these storms on Saturday and maybe early next week. But it'll be a great forecast to get outside and enjoy this beautiful weather. And that is a look at the First Look weather. I'm meteorologist Clarence Sponsor. Now I'll send it back to you, Jesse.
Thank you, Clarence. It's going to be a great weekend. And at the end of the program, we're going to remind you of some of the events going on this weekend. All right, back to the news. Well, Americade is in full swing in Lake George. And as you can guess, hotel rooms are becoming scarce. Well, events on Saturday include music and comedy, parades, motorcycle expos, and a Rotary charity drawing. Well, we were in Lake George Village today and we spoke to Amanda Matzler. She's the marketing director for the Lake George Regional Chamber of Commerce.
Which we do have a vacancy list that we keep, so hotels call us every week. They let us know what their vacancies are, and we post that online as well. So our phones are ringing off the hook. Our door, it's like a swinging door all week during Americade with people looking for rooms, and we're happy to help them with that.
Reminder, they attract like 50 to 60,000 people. Up next, I sit down with Belinda Colon. She's entertainment coordinator for the Beekman Street Arts Fair in Saratoga. We're joined by Susan Rivers. She's a project manager for the fair. They're here to talk about the 5th annual Beekman Street Arts Fair and what you can expect to find at Sunday's event. Plus, I also sit down with Cindy Campopiano and Anthony LaPointe. They're from Parks Heritage Federal Credit Union in Glens Falls. We're joined by Doug Wildermuth. He's the owner of E5 Support Services, and they're here to talk about the EMS Family Fun Festival that's happening Sunday in Glens Falls at Glens Falls High School. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea, how about join us for an interview? Give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798-8000. That's all the time we have for this edition of Look Today. It's Friday, so I want to thank the crew. Ladies first, that would be Antoinette and Dana, and Bridget. And of course we have Andrew, the convincer, and Drew, Jack and Joel, and Norm. Make the show possible each and every week. I told you earlier on in the program, we've got a bunch of stuff going on this weekend, so a couple of reminders. Tomorrow, Saturday, at the Hyde Collection in Glens Falls. It's free day at the Hyde. If you haven't been to the Hyde Collection, you have to go. They have an amazing collection of art, and with the opening of the new gallery, even more of a reason to go. And they're going to have music and all kinds of things going on. It's free to the public. Now, the Hyde Collection is on Warren Street in Glens Falls. And here in Saratoga, it's Cafe Lena at SPAC Day. All afternoon on the gazebo stage, American roots music, free to the public. Go there and enjoy yourself. And if you're in Saratoga, you can also hit the Beekman Street Arts Fair. Believe it or not, over 50 artists will be presenting their work. You can buy work, you can hang out there. It's music and food and a real street fair. If you're up in Glens Falls on Sunday, the Parks Heritage Federal Credit Union is holding Family Fun Festival at Glens Falls High School on the field. A full day of all kinds of interesting stuff. EMS organizations and families, they're going to be there having fun and competing. Even talking about it, the weather is nice to have a helicopter landing. So head over to Glens Falls High School on Sunday for Family Fun Festival. Have a safe weekend, everyone. Don't forget, tune in Monday night for the stories that matter to you. Good night, everyone.